Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it's the return of the subscriber series. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done one of these, so I thought it was about time I put one in. I've just been busy doing other videos. So this is Sidious 3883, and he's in the Sherman Fury variant, the one from the movie Fury. And unfortunately, he is bottom tier. This is a tier 8 match. This is a tier 6 tank. But that's not going to stop him, at the risk of giving away a spoiler. Yeah, it's really not going to stop him being bottom tier. Now, he's going to make his way up the hill that runs down the eastern and southern sides of the map, and he's going to have to play it quite carefully. It's, I mean, the Fury, you know, it's a Sherman. It's got 64mm of frontal armor on the hull. I want to say, do you know, I can't remember whether it's 64 or 76 on the front of this turret, but it is one of those anyway. And this being a tier 8 match, there is not much stuff in here really that's going to struggle to pen his armor, so he's going to have to play it quite cautiously. Now, that's a bit of bad luck. He's been spotted by the snake bite. He's getting a bit of a lag spike there. And there's 2 artillery in play as well. Now, I didn't notice at the beginning what artillery it was, what tier they were. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter, because even tier 6 artillery can really ruin your day when you're in a Sherman. It can, if that hits and pens, and you've only got, what, 38mm of side armor, I believe. Yeah, there's a good chance it's going to pen, and that's going to hurt a lot. Now, there's a Tiger 2 down that way. Takes a shot at where he was. There's also a 3001D. That was an unfortunate miss. He just started moving as he fired, and he's going for the tracking shot, but the gun wasn't behaving. Although then, it did go nearer the front wheel when he wasn't aiming at it. And that can be a bit of a problem with the Sherman gun, the M1A2. Sometimes it just doesn't quite behave itself. The accuracy is not bad on it by any means, but sometimes, you know, it's when you're talking sort of range, and you know, there are, well, I say, which tank guns don't sort of misbehave a little bit at range. Well, that's just something I found with the Sherman. It did sort of, you know, I do like the Shermans, but yeah, that gun can misbehave a little bit when you're talking a bit of range on it. Now, the Tiger 2 is making a push out, and it's not a particularly high damage gun. 115 damage. It's something like 128 pen, 115 damage. You do obviously get more penetration on your premium rounds and a little bit more velocity, and he's switched to premium to deal with this Tiger 2, and I can't blame him. And he did manage to set him on fire as well, which has done quite a bit of damage to him. So that Tiger's in a particularly unhealthy way now, and he's spotted a Sherman, an Easy 8 on the other side of the valley there, and he was just looking as though he was trying to get a shot at him. That Tiger 2 is still up here somewhere, I think. Or did he burn away, or is he still hiding now? The Easy 8's been dealt with on the other side of the valley, and it looks like the friendly team that went across the other side of the valley up to the sort of village and the large hill have not done particularly well. There are 5 tanks down, and they don't seem to be doing too bad up here. But there's now a T-34 that's joined that Tiger 2. That's not a particularly good situation. The T-34 doesn't have particularly good reload. It does have quite high alpha damage though. You don't want to take a hit from one of those. You'd lose, well, in a Sherman you'd lose a good half of your health, I would have said, easily. And that was quite brutal on the Carnarvon there. He didn't last too long. He was sort of spotted from full health down to about a third, and then ammo racked, and that was unfortunate. Although they do have an ammo rack in the front of the hull, just behind the lower glacis. If you're looking at the tank, it's on the lower right, for those of you that aren't so sure. And he's now taking a bit of damage. Had quite a few shots put in his way, especially from, well, yeah, quite a few anyway, from the other side of the valley as well. So he's getting the hell out of there, dropping down into the valley, using the Sherman's speed to get down the hill and get himself into a better position to come back and you know, fight at anything that's gonna come at him. So he dropped off radar. He's gone back through the bridge, and he's going to use the thick trees and foliage to try and get up this hill and get himself into a better position to fight back. Where he was, in fact, it looks like he got out of there just in time, because where he was, it's been overrun by the enemy tanks, and they're now pushing through, and he's not going to be able to take on a Tiger II and a T-34 on his own. But he has found a box tank, a lone box tank, or he seems to be. Now, he's been spotted again by something, and there's a Jagdtiger 88 on the other side of the valley. That is not a good thing. They have quite a brutal rate of fire on that long 88. So again, he's going to pull back, get out of there, use that speed, and put himself in a better position. And this is, you know, this is a good example of how to play bottom tier, really. You've got to take your shots when you can. You've got to know when to get the hell out of there and pull back. And that's what he's doing. You know, he knew to pull back. He could see it was sort of changing a bit. The shots were coming in. He was getting hit from the other side of the valley, and he got out of there. And he went through the bridge, dropped off radar, came back up the hill, managed to get another few shots in, and then again got spotted and got the hell out of there before he got damaged anymore. So he's now heading towards the village. It's a fairly even match. The friendly team do have a 2-tank lead, but it's you know, it's still fairly even with what's left. The enemy team have lost one of their artillery. There's the T-34. He's heading for the friendly cap, and you can see there he's using his AP, and they were just bouncing off. Quite a few of them. They do have a fairly thick turret on the side. Not too thick, but for a Sherman at that range with armor piercing, yeah, there's a damn good chance they're going to bounce off the side of that turret. But he's got the maneuverability and the agility to get around that Tiger P and take him out with I think that was a little ammo rack at the end there, was it? See, the Tiger P, very, very tough target from the front, but it's got a fairly slow turret traverse, and something like a Sherman, you know, fully upgraded as well, or, you know, like the Fury, can literally run rings around them. Now, what's left? There's a heavy tank, there's a Lerva. I've already watched this match, so I know there's a Lerva left. I can't remember what the TD is that's left though. Is it that box tank, or did he get taken out? Well, he's over at the other side of the map, near the other end of the bridge. But the Lerva is still around somewhere, and at the minute there's a TD taking the enemy cap. The enemy TD's been taken out, so there's just the Lerva left. But where is he? Oh, he's down there. He was heading back to reset cap. And Sidious has got his back, and he's got his sort of top. But he has switched to his APCR. He wants to make sure these rounds go in, and I can't blame him. I'd have probably done the same thing myself. But now the Lerva's managed to get below his gun, and he's just trying to get to a position where he can shoot down onto him again. Shermans have got very good gun depression, just not quite that good, unfortunately. So he's going to have to move down the hill. And hopefully, with him going downhill, he'll certainly pick speed up quick enough. He might be able to get a bit more damage done to add to his already impressive collection of ribbons there. And he does, and he actually gets the kill on the Lerva just at the end. So, very nice match, very good example of how to play bottom tier, especially how to play the Shermans at bottom tier as well. And, you know, like I say, very good example of knowing exactly when to move and when to fall back. So, yeah, very good game. Thank you for sending me that one in. It came out of that with a high caliber, an ace tanker, unsurprisingly, a daily double of just under 7,500 XP and 3,688 of his own damage done, with 1147 assisted as well. So yeah, fantastic game, really well done. And again, thank you for sending that in. So that was Sidious 3883 on the PS4. Anyway, now we have Nick Jr. 18 in the IS6. He's top tier this time, tier 8 premium Russian tank, tier 8 match on Wine Park. Now, I've not got the IS6 myself on PlayStation 4. I've got the black version on Xbox. And yeah, it's quite a funny tank. You look at the sort of specs on paper and you'd probably think twice about buying it, but it just sort of works. You'd have to fire a bit of premium ammo. It's got that standard Russian 125mm gun, 175 pen, 390 damage. But yeah, it gets preferential matchmaking though, so you won't see higher than tier 9. So a lot of the time you're in tier 8 matches, which is quite nice. Now, I've used this one not only because it's a good game, very good results in it, again, you know, without the risk of a spoiler, but the amount of lag that these poor guys have to put up with. Just look at the signal and the amount of the lag spikes and how bad they are, and still comes out of it having a fantastic game. So well done, because I get frustrated whenever lag spike for like half a second, you know, and it's like, oh, it's lagging, what's up with my internet? And but yeah, these guys have to put up with stuff like this on a regular basis. And my memory's not very good, but if memory serves me, you are from New Zealand, if I remember rightly. So I do apologise if that's wrong. But yeah, my memory is a bit crap, and if I am wrong, just let me know in the comments. In fact, it'd be nice to let me know in the comments if I'm right as well, actually. So he's really kind of being a sort of one-man army down here at the minute under this bridge. There are a few friendlies with him, but they're on top of the railway embankment there, and not taking any damage yet either. Now he's trying to do some damage to the T-28 Proto. I think he didn't land and hit on it first, did he? But he's pulled back and he's not got a very good sort of shot at him. But as he pops out, he does manage to land a hit on the hammer. And again, just well done to you for being able to play like this. So yeah, this is not your, you know, this is not YouTube messing up. This is how these guys have to play the game. And I'm just watching the little signal bars up in the corner, and yeah, it's just, yeah, definitely you've earned my respect, definitely. Now, as you can see, sometimes it does cause a bit of an issue though, but so far he seems to have been able to sort of manage it and kind of use it, picking his moments to take the shots. In fact, I think that's really the first time I've seen a proper donk into a wall due to the lag spike. So now that T23E3 is not in a particularly nice situation. The IS6 does have very well sloped frontal armour, and it's got the angling on the front as well, so if you give it a bit of an angle you sort of create a pike nose effect as well. It is a very well armoured machine, and again on paper it doesn't really look like it, but it just works. Now, trying to get some shots into the Kaiju, that is going to be difficult. Like I say, 175 pen on this 122mm. They've got 150mm of frontal armour, so it is going to be a bit tricky. Although that one did go through, it went high, hit the turret, and that took him down. Now there's another OI over there, and it looks like he's got the back of him, so he's got the weaker armour, and that was a nice solid hit for 399 damage. And he's just working this corner. He's got the hull angled. He'll have that sort of pseudo pike nose going on the front as well. And that's the first bit of damage he's actually taken this match. But that was good timing. It was almost like he turned the camera to just show that little pike nose off there. Now, a bit of a dodgy shot on the Cheeto, but it goes true, and that was quite a nice high roll as well. Over 400 damage. Obviously been sending enough dissidents to the Gulag. So the hand of Stalin is guiding his shells. Unfortunately, that one must have just slipped from his icy fingers at the last second as it went high and bounced. Although he's now got the side of the OI. And yeah, I don't quite know what happened there. Whether he didn't lead enough, possibly. I was pretty certain that one was going to go in. That's going to be a tricky shot. And again, it's just bouncing off the front. If he was close up, he'd have a very good chance of going through if the guy was a bit more flat on towards him. Just like that, although he's now turned. And he had the side of him, and that was a lovely shot as it goes through. Sets him on fire and just burns away the last bit of health. Now it's a pretty even match. It's 12-11 in Nick's team's favour. Didn't quite get a chance to see what was left, but we've got a Tiger 1. Not much of a shot on him. I do think I saw a T-32 over there as well. Although I could be slightly wrong on that one. No, there's a Cheeto. Oh, there still could be a T-32. Cheeto, he's hiding hull down, and who can blame him? He's got an I-6 charging towards him. I'd probably be hiding too if I was in a Cheeto. He's not got a particularly good chance of penning the armour, and 175mm pen is definitely enough to get through the Cheeto's armour. So as he's left burning in an early bath, there is now just the Tiger 1, and he looks like he's taken a bit of a beating, although, nope, it's a red health bar and I couldn't see it. But the Tiger 1's now coming straight at him, and he's waiting for that reload, and again, just a bit of a lag spike, but no trouble penning the frontal armour at that distance. And yeah, that's just reminded me actually, with it being a Tiger with no camo on. I had my mind blown yesterday completely, as most of you will probably know now. I am colourblind, red-green deficient, which is why I have it on the other settings. And until yesterday, I thought that the French tanks, the normal colour of the French tanks, was grey, exactly the same colour as the base coat of all the German tanks, just different shades, that's all. Until yesterday I was talking to my wife about it, she said no, the green, sort of a turquoisey green. And yeah, mind completely and utterly blown, because since they've come out I was convinced they were just grey, like the German ones. So yeah, just a bit of an insight as to how I see some of the colours. Anyway, again, another fantastic match. 7 kills, Devastator out of that, and playing with lag like that. I mean, I don't know which server they're on, whether everybody has to deal with the lag on that server, but regardless of having to deal, you know, even if they all have to deal with it, that is still a fantastic result. Very, very well done, and a very nice collection of medals. An ace tanker, there's a Top Gun in there, a Devastator, a sniper medal, and a steel wall. 6,000 damage done, 2,785 blocked, and even a little bit of assisted as well at 335. But a very, very good match, and especially, like I say, with all that lag, that's a match to be proud of. Without any lag at all, but with that, yeah, you can definitely be proud of that one. So yeah, thank you again for sending that one in. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed those 2 replays. I've certainly enjoyed them, and thank you to both of you for sending those replays in. I'm going to try and bring the subscriber series back each week from now on, and try and fit it in. It doesn't take me too long to do, because obviously it's, you know, your replays. I've just got to go through them, watch them, and pick them, etc. So I will try and fit it in each week from now on, even if it's a second video on a day. So there you go. Anyway, I shall be back tomorrow with another video, quite possibly the road to tier 10, because I've not done that yet this week. But until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.